Indian Mythology, a concise guide to the gods, heroes, sagas, rituals, and beliefs of Indian myths. Written by Bernard Hayes. Narrated by Zachary Dillon Brown. Hindu Mythology. Interesting facts. Hindu mythology offers certain beliefs and preachings that are amusing and difficult to understand. There is a lot that is unknown and misinterpreted about Hindu mythology. Below are actual facts and explanations to understand a few of such preachings by Indian mythology. Why a cow is considered sacred as per Hindu mythology. There are lots of reasons which make the Hindus or Hinduism believe that a cow is sacred. To start with, a cow was actually an indispensable part of a family. Agriculture being the prime occupation for most of the people, cows provided a number of different products for sustenance, for example, milk, and its byproducts, fuel, manure, etc. Besides, the sacred yagna, or worshipping the god of fire, called for loads of melted butter, which only cows could provide. Also, gods have to be offered milk puddings and drinks made up of milk, which further highlighted the significance of cows. Apart from that, Hindu priests, the nobles, used to be vegetarians, and thus, cows were considered highly sacred in Indian mythology. Why is Lord Krishna colored blue? In Hindu mythology, Lord Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu, and Vishnu is closely associated with water. This is also the reason why Krishna is blue. In fact, Almighty has rendered maximum blue color to nature, lakes, skies, oceans. Thus, Krishna's blue color too is associated with divine power and determination in Hinduism. Another theory of Indian mythology says that Lord Vishnu implanted two hairs in Devaki's womb, one being white and the other one black. White hair was miraculously transferred to Rohini's womb, who gave birth to fair-skinned Balarama, while Krishna took birth as dark-skinned, a result of black hair from Devaki's womb. Why do Hindu deities have multiple arms? As per Hindu mythology, the depiction of multiple arms stands for varied powers of an individual deity. It also represents the merging of two or more divine powers or deities together. Arms holding different objects showcase the specific qualities of the Lord. An open palm suggests blessings, while a finger pointing upward signifies a protector as per Hinduism. What does namaskar mean in Hindu mythology? Namaskar is one of the oldest ways of wishing and greeting in Hinduism. Namaskar essentially says, I bow to you, and it is done by joining both the palms and raising it to touch the forehead, position of the third eye. The joining of palms signifies the meeting of two worlds, left representing the worldly or lower nature, while the right depicts the holy world. Another meaning of namaskar, or namaskar, as suggested by the Indian mythology, is that God resides in every soul, hence, one bows to divine power when meeting with people. Significance of flowers in Hindu mythology. Hindu mythology is replete with names of flowers. Most of them carry a mythological or spiritual significance. In fact, because of their mythological significance, these flowers are inevitable during the worship of a deity. Let us have an insight on some of the flowers considered sacred because of the role they played in Hindu mythology. Kamal, lotus. From times immemorial, lotus has been the most sacred flower in Indian culture and tradition. It holds a vital place in Indian rituals. The lotus is the abode of Lord Brahma, the creator. Goddess Lakshmi sits on a pink lotus. A white lotus embodies Goddess Saraswati. Lotus finds mention in the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna commands mankind to emulate the attributes of lotus and strives for moksha, or liberation from worldly matters. Ashok, Sita Ashok. This flower symbolizes protection against grief. In the epic Ramayana, goddess Sita, after her abduction by Ravana, spent her sorrowful days under the shade of an Ashoka tree in Ashok village, garden of Ashoka trees. Indians believe that Ashoka flowers, when immersed in water, make the water pious and sacred. Parijat, night-flowering jasmine. Parijat is a holy tree brought to earth by Lord Krishna for the happiness of his wives. Satyabhama and Rukmini. According to Hindu mythology, both of Lord Krishna's consorts had a fetish for Parijat flowers. Therefore, to keep both of them happy, he planted the tree in Satyabhama's garden in such a way that its flowers fell in Rukmini's garden. Neel Kamal, blue water lily. As per Hindu mythology, Lord Ram sought the blessing of goddess Durga before commencing battle with Ravana. Lord Ram knew that goddess Durga would be pleased if he offered her 100 Neel Kamal flowers. Therefore, he traveled all across the world in search of these flowers, but was able to gather only 99 of them. He then decided to offer one of his eyes, which resembled the flower. Seeing his devotion, goddess Durga appeared before him and blessed him. Kadam. The kadam tree yields magnificent golden balls of yellow flowers. These flowers have a captivating fragrance. Abundantly found in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna sang and danced in festivity with the milkmaids under the shade of this tree. Japa Kusum, Chinese road, or red hibiscus. Japa flower is an extremely beautiful and an auspicious flower. During the worship of goddess Durga, the offering of these flowers is inevitable. The red color of the flower enhances the ferocious look of the goddess. Hindu mythological stories are full of references to flowers. These flowers are revered as sacred and will continue to hold a significant position in Indian tradition. Other Hindu gods and goddesses. Sarasvati. Sarasvati, also spelled Saraswati, is perhaps the most ancient goddess that is still widely worshipped today. She is the Hindu muse, the inspiration for all music, poetry, drama, dance, and science. Musicians pray to her before performing, and students ask her for help before taking a test. She is the wife of Brahma, the creator god who is rarely worshipped anymore. In statues and paintings, Sarasvati is fair-skinned and dressed in white to symbolize pure illumination. She rides a swan or peacock and usually is shown with 4 hands. In one she holds a book, in another she holds prayer beads, because she is the source of spiritual knowledge too. Her other 2 hands hold a veena. This is a sitar-like musical instrument. Sarasvati is especially revered by students and teachers. Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth, prosperity, and luck, so naturally she is quite popular. She provides not only material wealth, but also good health and a joyful family life. She was born from the milky ocean, seated on a lotus and holding a blossom in her hand. In Hindu art, she is always smiling kindly. She wears a red sari, and coins rain down from 2 of her hands. In her other 2 hands, she holds lotuses, representing the spiritual gifts she bestows. She is often shown seated on a lotus and being anointed by 2 elephants. Her vehicle is the white owl. Lakshmi's husband is Vishnu. According to Hindu mythology, Vishnu has manifested himself in earthly forms many times. In each of his incarnations, his wife Lakshmi has accompanied him. She was Padma to his Vamana, Sita to his Rama, Rukmini and Radha to his Krishna. The love stories of these divine couples are among the most beloved tales in Hinduism. Lakshmi is worshipped by many modern Hindus, usually in the home every Friday, and on festival days throughout the year. She is also highly revered in Jainism. Parvati, wife of Shiva, mother of Ganesh. Parvati is the dark-skinned wife of Shiva and the mother of Ganesh and Skanda. According to Hindu tradition, Shiva was once married to Sati. Tragically, Sati committed suicide by jumping into a fire, and Shiva could not be consoled. The distraught widower never wanted to marry again. However, years later, a young woman named Parvati, daughter of the mountain, committed herself to living an austere life of meditation to win over Shiva. She meditated in the Himalayas for years, not budging through driving rain, blistering heat, or elephant stampedes. But one day, she heard a child cry in suffering, and she immediately sprang up to help. But it was Shiva, testing her resolve. She had failed the test, but he was so touched that she would give up what she desired most to help someone in need, that he took Parvati as his wife. By some accounts, Parvati was Sati in a former life. Parvati is depicted in art as a mature and beautiful woman, usually with Shiva. Durga, warrior goddess. Durga is a fierce warrior goddess. She is depicted in Hindu art as riding on a lion or a tiger. She has many arms and is always brandishing a variety of weapons and attacking the buffalo demon Mahisha. Her battles against evil are told in popular Hindu stories, and it is said that hearing the stories cleanses one from sin. Kali. In Hindu mythology, Kali sprang from the furrowed brow of Durga when Durga could not defeat the demon Raktabija. Every time Durga struck the demon, drops of blood would fall to the ground and form another demon. Durga was getting frustrated, but Kali took care of it. She stuck out her tongue and caught all the drops of blood, then ate the demon right up. Kali's name means she who is black. She is often associated with death and with violence. She is generally shown half naked, with a garland of skulls, a belt of severed limbs, and waving fierce weapons with most of her 10 hands. She is often dancing on a prostrate Shiva, who looks up at her admiringly. Often, 2 of Kali's hands are empty, and show the gestures of protection and fearlessness. Her tongue is stuck out to swallow up evil and negative thoughts. Ganesh. Ganesh is depicted with an elephant's head on a human body, and in the Hindu tradition he is the son of Lord Shiva and the goddess Parvati. He is usually shown with one tusk, the other tusk broken off. Sometimes he is shown holding the broken tusk. He is known as the remover of obstacles, and is prayed to particularly when people are embarking upon any venture, like beginning a new enterprise, starting a new business, or even in performing arts. Performers often pray to Ganesh before the performance to ensure it is successful. Ganesh is also known as the patron god of traveling. Hanuman. Hanuman is depicted as a monkey god. In Hindu mythology, Hanuman is a warrior from a race of ape-like people called the Vanara. In Hindu stories, the Vanara dwelled in the forests and are said to be brave and inquisitive. Hanuman is a symbol of strength, perseverance, devotion, and energy in Hinduism, and is a popular god. Hanuman is worshipped for his unyielding devotion to Rama, and is remembered for his selfless dedication to Rama. Tales from Hindu mythology. Love story of Shakuntala. Shakuntala. Shakuntala was brought up in a hermitage, a sort of hut in the forest where sages live, as she was abandoned at birth by her parents. She had 2 maidens for company. The innocent girl had no occasion to learn the ways of the world. One day, when they were playing in the garden, she shouted for help when attacked by bees. A man, who was watching her, hiding in the bush and entranced by her charms, took this opportunity to come out and drive away the insects. At first glance, the innocent girl fell in love with the young, handsome stranger. The man told her that he was King Dushyanta, hunting wild animals, and promised to marry her as soon as he returned to his capital, giving her prime status as the queen, even though he had a number of other wives. They spent many enchanting days and nights before he went away, giving her a gold ring to remind him, in case he forgot her. While dreaming about her lover, forgetful of her surroundings, she failed to notice the arrival of Sage Durvasa. The easily angered sage promptly cursed her, saying that the man about whom she was dreaming will forget her. The girl apologized to the sage, but the damage was done, because even he cannot amend his own curse. Days and months passed without any message from the king. Shakuntala, who had become pregnant, gave birth to a bonny boy. When he became a few years old, the sage, who was her guardian, sent her to the court of the king escorted by her companions, Priyamvada and Anasuya. The king, who had forgotten her, refused to entertain her, disclaiming any knowledge of the incidents described by Shakuntala and her companions. When she tried to show the ring, to her dismay, it was not there. They left the royal court in despair. A thief was produced before the king, accused of stealing a gold ring. He pleaded that the ring was found inside the belly of a fish he had caught from the pond. Shakuntala and her friends had taken bath in the pond on their way to the palace, when she lost the ring, which was afterwards swallowed by the fish. When the king saw the ring, he recalled everything connected with the love affair with Shakuntala and was very upset. He ordered a thorough search and ultimately found them, and she was duly accepted as his lawful wife. The boy, named Bharat, became famous as the first emperor in the subcontinent of India, known afterwards as Bharatam. Overview of some Hindu demons. Demons in Hindu mythology. Sanatana Dharma's conception of demons is a little, if not too different, from the conception of Christians. Christianity associates the fate of bad souls with Satan. But if you ask why Lucifer then harmed souls that served Satan all their lives, why are they not happy in hell then? Christians have difficulties to answer this properly. Yama, as a Vedic god, is only a judge of the deceased, without any connotations that he might serve the evil one, Satan. The word demon or daemon was not thusly one-sided in ancient past, as it is today. Plato too writes about demons without much association to them as being something bad. Demons are known in Islam too. The term jinn originally meant anything that could be hidden, which was secret, remote, or invisible. In Islam, bad jinns are called shayatin, and Iblis, Satan, is their leader. Virabhadra. Virabhadra is a patron of occult practices. He has temples too. One of such temples is, for example, in Milapur, South India, state of Tamil Nadu. Shiva created him for war with Daksha. As he has temples, it would be controversial to say that he is a demon. Opinions differ in this direction. Antaka. Antaka was the third son of Shiva, and Shiva killed him. Antaka was born of Shiva's tear, but Antaka angered Shiva with his sexual lust to Parvati, Shiva's consort. Kali. 1. Some demons are only a name for God's mood, and Kali represents one such disposition of God, a form of the goddess Shakti, Shiva's consort. Here, a statement that Kali is a demon would be controversial. For some, she is a demon. For some, only a very angry form of God. Kali is a homonym. Kali, goddess. Kali, a real demon. Thus, Kali is also the demon of Kali Yuga. Koka and Vikoka. These twins are Kalis. The goddess Kali has nothing to do with these twins. Generals who investigate wars and evil things. Vinayakas. Vinayakas are a group of 4 troublesome demons who create obstacles, but we can easily cope with them. In the Puranic literature of a much later period, the group of 4 Vinayakas was merged into one definite deity, named Vinayaka, whom Rudra appointed as the leader of the Ganas. Pani. Pani represents a class of demons. Vitala. This demon is a kind of a vampire. Vitala are spirits that live in dead bodies. Pishacha. These are carnivorous demons. Their origin is not clear. Bhuta. This is a homonym too. On the one hand, it means 5 elements: Akasha, ether; Vayu, wind; Agni, fire; Prithvi, earth; Ap, water. On the other hand, Bhuta is a kind of a bad soul of a human being who died tragically, either by suicide or by execution. Lord Hanuman, the most adored deity in Indian mythology. Lord Hanuman is undoubtedly one of the most adored deities in Indian mythology, and is loved by kids and grown-ups alike. Tales of Bajrang Bali, taken from the classical Indian mythology, are as adored as the deity, and are always close to the hearts of worshippers. Bajrang Bali is believed to be a divine progeny, born to the air. He is thus known as Maruti, Vayuputra, and Pawanputra. Additionally, the glorious Sri Hanuman is a reincarnation or avatar of Lord Shiva, Rudra, and is also known as Rudravatar. It is believed that the birth of Bajrang Bali was for a special cause, and that was to help Lord Ram in his fight against demon king Ravana in the quest to find Sita Mata. A very famous mythological tale associated with Lord Hanuman involves Lord Vishnu and a frantic Narad Muni. Once, in a fit of rage, Narad Muni cursed Lord Vishnu that he'd have to depend heavily on a monkey. But eventually, Narad Muni apologized. He offered to withdraw the curse, and Lord Vishnu said that resulting from the curse, Lord Shiva's incarnation Hanuman will be born. He would help Vishnu's incarnations Rama save the world. Another tale associated with Lord Kesarinandan involves Sindoor, or the vermilion that married Hindu women put on parting of their hair. Once Sita Mata applied Sindoor on her head, Lord Hanuman wanted to know about it. Sita Mata said that this ensures your master has a long life. Lord Hanuman was inspired by the idea. He smeared his entire body in cinder. Even today, in Hanuman temples, idols of Lord Hanuman are often smeared with a mix of cinder and oil. Bajrang Bali has more temples in India than any other deity. He is worshipped by hundreds of thousands of devotees, and is looked up to for his qualities. Prabhu Hanuman is highly knowledgeable, intelligent, and possessed with humility. He is worshipped for his might, strength, and wisdom, but his most adorable quality is his selfless devotion to Sita Mata and Bhagwan Sri Ram. Lord Hanuman is blessed with supernatural abilities by various gods. Lord Indra has blessed him with knowledge and mighty powers that include protection from death and carnal pleasure. Hanumanji is immortal and also known as Chiranjeevi. Some of the mighty abilities of Bajrang Bali include expanding or contracting his form to any size he likes, and the ability to fly long distances. Types of Hindu matrimonies practiced in ancient India. Indian marriages have always been the talk of the town, due to the different cultures followed in it, thereby adding more colors and happiness to the marriage ceremonies. The Indian society is divided into various sects, cultures, religions, and communities, according to which different festivals are celebrated, and so is marriage. Weddings are believed to be the most popular and extravagantly celebrated occasion in India. The marriage rituals and practices of the same religion or caste is sure to have changes, with the change in the place or the region. The modification in the rituals can also be seen with the changes in the mindset of people, or the changing mythologies or beliefs of the people towards various concepts. In the ancient times, there were 8 types of Hindu marriages practiced in India, some of which are still prevalent, while other types have vanished or have gotten modernized due to the common man rising voice against the atrocities done on women in the name of marriage. Following is a brief of the 8 types of ancient Hindu matrimonies in India. These matrimony types may not differ in the rituals, but can have differences in the perfect or the eligible marriage age for the Hindu bride and groom, and the conditions on the basis of which the bride's family used to give away their daughter to the groom's family. Hindu Brahma marriage. In this matrimony type, the groom becomes eligible for the marriage only when he completes his education and gets responsible enough to feed his family. The groom should have apt knowledge of the Vedas. In the case of Brahma marriages, the family background of the bride holds a lot of importance, and it does not have any culture of dowry. This marriage type is considered to hold the supreme position among all the Hindu matrimony types in India. Hindu Daiva marriage. This matrimony type is considered low in status as compared to the Brahma matrimony, because here, the girl is given less respect, and her womanhood is degraded in a way. The parents of the bride search for a Hindu groom, who is into sacrificial practices, preferably a priest. Here, a particular time is waited to, till which the Hindu girl is supposed to get married. Hindu Asha marriage. These kinds of marriages were practiced in the very ancient India, where in the marriage, the bride was given to the groom's family in exchange of 2 cows. The exchange simply signifies that marriage is considered as a business, and cannot be counted as a noble cause. Here, the Hindu girl is generally married to the sages of rishis. Hindu Prajapatya marriage. This matrimony type does not witness the exchange of money, or kanyadan, by the parents of the bride. Unlike the matrimonial practices in Brahma marriage, here the father of the bride goes out to look for a suitable match for his daughter. Hindu Gandharva marriage. This marriage type can be called a love marriage also, where the bride and groom marry without the permission of their parents. This was not considered the right kind of marriage as per the old beliefs and concepts, but now the times are changing, and love marriages have started getting accepted by the people of India. Hindu Asura marriage. This marriage type is just not right, because here the marriage ceremony was considered no less than a business deal. The groom did not use to match the stature of the bride. Therefore, the family of the bride was given as much money as the groom and his family could afford. This Hindu matrimony type is no longer in practice, and even should not have been in the earlier ages. Hindu Rakshasa marriage. This marriage type tests the power possessed by both the families of the bride and the groom. Here, the groom fights a battle with the bride's family, and if he wins over the battle, then he takes away the bride and forces her to marry him. Hindu Paishasha marriage. This is the most degraded and the inferior type of marriage practiced ever in the Hindu society. In this type, The bride is forced to marry the groom against her wish, and thereafter the groom considers her as his property. These marriage types are no longer prevalent in India, which is very good and healthy for the present Indian society. Learning Indian culture. Take a trip back in time. In order to survive and thrive around proud people like the Indians, it would be wise to take the trouble to learn something about their culture. Let's take some time off to learn about India through its rich culture and heritage. Language is the only mode of communication used to communicate effectively between different races and communities. It doesn't matter what sort of differences exist between people, as long as effective communication exists, because it ensures the smooth flow of life. Indian languages are considered part of the ancient culture of this land. The principal official language of the Republic of India is Standard Hindi, while English is the secondary official language. Individual mother tongues in India number several hundred, with the 1961 census recognizing 1,652. The government of India has given 22 Indian dialects the status of official language. Syncretism and cultural pluralism dominantly shape the identity of the Indian cultural landscape. Through the many years of its existence, the nation has steadily maintained a tight grasp on well-preserved traditions and beliefs, while showing remarkable flexibility on acceptance of the changing aspects of the world. At many levels, Indian society is still founded on the strict bonds of the caste system. Family values are highly treasured within the Indian community. While there are more nuclear families among homes across the land, there still exists a standard of patriarchal dominance within households. Arranged marriages are still popular, even in the present generation. Parents and respected family members take charge, but allow the bride and groom to get to know their soon-to-be spouse before the union. The bonds of matrimony are still given a great deal of importance, and the practice of child marriage is still popular in certain states, where a large percent of the female population are made to marry before reaching the legal age of 18. Herbs and spices give the Indian style of cooking its texture and aroma. These have been well documented, as are the diverse forms of cooking, which are rooted in highly sophisticated and regional techniques of food preparation across the land. Rice and wheat are common mainstays during mealtime. Indian cuisine is famous for being hot and spicy, due to the generous use of black and chili pepper spices that the country is well known for. Indians love festivities, and make it a point to dress up in their best fashions for a festive occasion. Their garments and clothing are highly influenced by the climate of the region. Styles that are common in Indian fashion include the sari for women and the dhoti or lungi for men. Festivals in India follow a religious pattern regardless of creed and the caste. Some of the festivities are Ugadi, Holi, Onam, Durga, Puja, Diwali, and Vaisakhi. Indian classical music is the dominant form of music in the nation, with Bollywood music being a takeoff on it. Two genres are widely followed, which are the Hindustani classical from the northern ranks of India, and Carnatic music, which is basically rooted in the traditionally inspired folk music within the regions of the south. Dances are also popular in their folk and classical forms, which include the likes of Bhangra, or the Punjab, and the Bihu of Assam, as well as Kathak and Bharatanatyam, which are known worldwide. Indian architecture is the best mirror of the diversity in Indian culture. There are landmarks within its confines that are highly acknowledged in a world-class level. One very notable landmark of Indian architecture is the Taj Mahal. The Mughal architecture of the north and the architectural forms popular in South India showcase a wide array of methods and techniques depicting local forms mixed with foreign principles. Learning about Indian culture through books and travel gives you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get to know the mindset of a people that have survived vast ages of time. This has been Indian Mythology, a concise guide to the gods, heroes, sagas, rituals, and beliefs of Indian myths, written by Bernard Hayes, narrated by Zachary Dillon Brown. Copyright 2018 by Bernard Hayes. Production copyright 2018 by Bernard Hayes.